I'm joined by Greg Swenson. Greg, it's been said, not by me, but by a much wiser head, that weak men create bad times. Is that where we are?
Totally. I mean, look at the picture from the G7 meeting, where, you know, Meloni is really the only person on the stage that's not weak. And we might disagree with her on certain things like Ukraine and Russia, but, you know, generally speaking, all of these leaders are dead men walking. I mean, they've all been either voted out of office or they're polling 30 points below the competition. So that's refreshing in many ways, though. I think we are in a sea of change. Unfortunately, we're going the other way here in the UK with Labour coming in, but it's refreshing to see reform. It's refreshing to see Nigel, and same in the US. It's refreshing to see that people have just become fed up with the Uni Party.
It's almost laughable to me that it's happening in the US, that there are attempts being made to keep anyone but Democrats or Republicans off of the ballot.
Right.
You know, that Robert Kennedy is to be somehow made invisible. And similarly here, you know, there's this belief, certainly in the mainstream media, that's being sort of inculcated that, but don't look at anyone but Tory or Labour. Right. Just vote for the establishment.
And that's, you know, the system really protects the two parties in the US. It's probably a little less so here in the UK. But I think what you found with Trump was that he was getting pushback from the party as much as he was from the Democrats. So, you know, he was really a rebel and in many ways, obviously, a disruptor. But, you know, they tried their best to keep him down. Biden did the same thing, or the Democrats in power have done the same thing more recently by keeping RFK Jr. out of the process. And good for him that he went independent because he couldn't get a fair shot. They literally kept him off the ballot in Florida and North Carolina, the same way they tried to get Trump off the ballot in several states. So it's and I find it amusing when they claim that we have to protect democracy, don't elect Donald Trump, he's, you know, it'll be the end of democracy. They love that line, and yet they're undermining democracy and the Constitution with every chance to have it. By any means necessary, that's how they operate.
Do you think if Trump gets in, this time around, do you think he'll be better equipped in terms of experience properly to handle the swamp?
Completely. Look, he came in 2016 as a complete outsider. He hadn't been to Washington for more than a night or two in his life. You know, it's different than Westminster, where everybody's kind of dialed in. You know, the finance people and the political people and the media people, everybody's in a little bubble here. In the U.S., Wall Street people like me never went to Washington. I think I'd been there twice before 2018. And so it's just it's completely different. And Washington people wouldn't know what to do in New York City. But, you know, he went down there guns a-blazing in 2016, but in many ways unprepared. And he didn't have the infrastructure. He hadn't been there before. He didn't have the team. You know, Obama brought his Chicago team. Reagan brought the California gang, right? It's different this time. He's much more disciplined. He's still going to be crazy and loud and say funny things and be a disruptor, but he's much more disciplined. I've been told that about the campaign, even from Democrats who are surprisingly impressed with his discipline and order. But he's got a team, and, you know, this Heritage 25 project they're putting together, a think tank, you know, they're prepared, and I think you'll see the swamp be semi-drained.
Interesting.